Buonasera, mi chiamo Ben Harper. You're watching Rockol. We had been in Europe for 2 months, and we were writing and rehearsing the songs in soundcheck, because soundchecks got tiring of doing the same thing, and the sound always sounds. We have our own sound system and our own equipment, so it sounds very good every day. I wanted to do something more with the time and the opportunity and the great players in my band, the Innocent Criminals. So we started writing songs at soundcheck, and by about the 3rd or 4th song, I recognized that there was something special happening between myself and the band, and I booked a studio. Yeah, Paris. Yeah, it's a significantly creative and creatively sincere city, and we were finishing the tour in France, and we found a great analogic studio in Paris that had stayed true to a certain style and sound, and it seemed like that was going to fit the songs the best. I know, I drive my record company crazy, because I make a record like Diamonds on the Inside, which was like a kind, more commercial, and then I made a gospel record after that, and then I made a double record after that, and then I did this. Yeah, but I don't get me wrong. You need the record company to sell records, because records don't just land in people's laps. Oh, thank you. No, I mean, it takes work to get them to people, and I really appreciate the record company, the effort they put in, especially in Italy. My God, the record company here in Italy and in France and in Switzerland, incredible. But I've never asked them once what they think about the music. That's my department.
Yeah. So
I write the letters. They are the post office. As the industry changes, I think that there's more. A while back, I would want to put out a record sooner, and they'd ask me to hold off. That's changed because the market's changed so fast. I think people are absorbing music quicker because it's not so much albums at a time as much as songs at a time. People seem to be ready for music at a slightly faster pace, and I think the record company is acknowledging that. Because realistically, the music that has stood the test of time in the last 30 to 50 years, those bands, whether it's the Beatles or the Eagles, they were putting out records every 6 months, at least every year. So the only reason that changed was because the music business wanted more time and space to market the records. It wasn't because the artists wanted to write less. So it's kind of getting more closely connected again to being an artist first business in that regard, or at least following the pace of the artist. Cat Stevens, Leonard Cohen, Tim Hardin, Bob Dylan, the band, Neil Young, Van Morrison, Tom Waits, Sam Cooke, Al Green, and you go back and study, all these records were done on like 16-track analog. Sometimes Beatles on Sgt. Pepper's on 4-track, and they mix things together. But between 8 and 16-track, and they were all made in 3 days, a week, 2 weeks at the most. These incredible records, and I started seeing a pattern in how some of my favorite records, sounding and feeling records, were made. And I realized that I wasn't getting. I'm satisfied with the music I've made on Pro Tools, and I love Pro Tools, and I'm a big advocate of Pro Tools. There's some kid here in Milan in his mom's bedroom, at his mom's house with Pro Tools, who will someday revolutionize the face of music because of Pro Tools. So this is great. And I'm very satisfied with the records I've made on Pro Tools, but especially for this record. And for my records to come in the future, I'm feeling strongly that I needed to get back to making records with a controlled amount of time, with a controlled amount of tracks, because I think that brings out a certain urgency and a feel that you can't get from any other style of recording.